And if it wasn't for everybody working as well as running, these events wouldn't happen. We can't hire a staff of 80 people to go out there and run the event. It's just not feasible. Everybody always thinks sports as athleticism. It still takes strength to do this. It is taxing, actually. It does strain you. It feels like a roller coaster, but you're in control. That feeling that you get in your gut when you go down the hill on the roller coaster, you actually can feel that in these cars. The lightheadedness, the acceleration, you can feel all of that, and that's on acceleration, and then all of a sudden you've got to get on the brakes as hard as you can and make that turn, and now you're getting shoved to the side. Better than Disneyland. A lot of these modern cars, they're expensive, especially the sports cars like the Corvettes, and they're not a cheap car. With the older cars, in the Southwest, we're lucky, there's no rust. The cars don't rust, so you can actually find a decent one. Loads of aftermarket companies that make all kinds of parts for them. So it just depends on your taste, really. Do you want a newer car that's turnkey, or do you want to build a car? Personally, I like to build a car. I drive a 1978 Chevrolet Monte Carlo. It is what most people would consider grandma's grocery getter. In stock form, it's very smooth, very easy to drive, and then I undid all of that. About the only thing I haven't touched is the trunk lid and the doors. So it's a 1978. The brakes on the front are from a 2001 Corvette. Brakes on the back are from a 2002 Camaro. The transmission is from a 2000-ish Dodge Viper. The motor is late 70s, early 80s truck motor that's been worked over to make horsepower instead of torque. I am adjusting the driveline angle, and all I'm gonna do is loosen up the transmission bolt and put some shims under it. The newer cars, they've got a bunch of background controls. They've got your traction control and your stability and all that, so spinning the car is actually difficult. I'm sure you've experienced it when you get on the brakes too hard, you feel that pedal vibrating. Yeah, that's the brakes not locking up on you, which will put you into a slide. The car I drive doesn't have any of that. If you push it too hard, it will lose control. This car, in the 4 or 5 years that I've been racing it, maybe only has 5,000 miles on it since then. It's not just a daily cruise. This car, especially with the type of racing that I do with autocrossing, you're either on the gas all the way down or you're on the brakes. There's no cruising. Under normal circumstances on the racetrack, it is go as fast as you can. That tends to wear out parts faster. You know, old cars used to tell you how to set the ignition timing. New cars tell you don't drink the radiator fluid. When back in the day, that was just common sense. Working on cars will push you to the limit. Sometimes things don't go the way you want. So knowing patience, and I've actually had to learn that over the years. I didn't used to have much patience. Yeah, developing that has helped a lot. And not only working on cars, but in a professional level as well. Yeah, so if you can work on your own car and do even just the basics, you're gonna save a lot of money in the long run. Your average mechanic is $100 an hour. You know, a typical service job might be 4 hours of labor.